everybody? Happy New Year to the one person online. Who's watching? Lynn, Dorian, Lillian, Kingfish. Who's on here? Avon. I pretty much said all to my regular subscribers. But Happy New Year. Well, I guess I'll talk to the one person who's on for now. But anyways, so I bought in, who's that? A new person. Well, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to my channel. Just hit subscribe. Well, anyways, I guess I'll talk to you until my regulars come on, unless I end it before then. So I'm going to keep talking until I get to the gym. So, anyways, Happy New Year to all my loyal subscribers, friends who had watched me throughout all of last year of 2018. And hopefully we'll bring in 2019 prosperous together. Hey, who's on here now? So I just want to wish y'all a happy New Year's. But last night I went to the Ray of Hope. Ow, my toe. I went to the Ray of Hope watch night service, and they had um Kelly Carr. Hey, D-Star. There's another person I missed. And, you know, the person who sung "You're bigger than my dreams, bigger than," that song. So she was the special guest at the church last night. And I had a wonderful time, a um, wonderful service. And that's how I did. That's what I did for New Year's. Went to the watch night service for church, and it was wonderful. I did try to live stream it when I was there, but I couldn't get onto the internet. Now the church does have Wi-Fi, so I couldn't live stream it, but I did do a video of segments of the program last night rather, and it was a wonderful service. Of course, I wrote out my prayer in my confession, where you write a confession as to what you want to God to forgive you on, and I wrote basically that situation with my sister. And I'm not going to recap that situation and story, but just believe that I got a text message from my mother in reference to about anger and being at peace and let God handle the situation, basically. But that's something I'll have to read to y'all exactly what was said. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna send it to certain people who got my email and read it. But I don't, it's my message from my mother. So basically, um, it speaks about love and compassion. That was my mother's New Year's message to me, and I'm quite sure it was also directed towards my sister as well, because it was only sent to two people. It wasn't sent to the entire family. So, but pretty much that was my confession on the card, and part of it is that all the cards of people's confession is going to be burnt as a symbolism to leave that behind. And that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it behind and let God handle that situation in regards to my relationship with my sister and I. But basically, this the way I'm going to do it. I prayed about it. I wrote it down and let it go and love from afar. And that's it. You know, that's all I could do. And that's what I will do because I am not going to um, let this be a bondage. Because sometimes your own family, whether it be your sister, brother, they could put you in bondage. And I'm not going to allow that to happen this year. So I don't make New Year's resolutions. I don't say, okay, I'm going to make a resolution. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to make a resolution. I'm going to save more money or blah, all that. I'm not going to do New Year's resolutions because the first thing is you have to believe it in your mind, whatever it is that you want to do, and set goals for yourself. And that's one of the things that Pastor Hill had message was yesterday, was about living your own life and your dreams, but you have to first believe it. And you have to stop worrying about it. You can't worry about when I'm going to get the money to do the business or whatever. You just have to believe it. And it all starts in your mind, just like and set a goal. And you set a goal and you establish a plan. So once you get all that in order, conceive it in your mind, believe it in your mind, then set a goal and work your plan. You know, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work my plan. I'm not going to say New Year's resolutions or anything. I'm just going to set myself priorities and goals that I want to achieve this year. And that's what I'm going to do. And, but I'll probably make a separate video on that as to how I'm going to go about. I'm almost past the dang gym. I'm so used to driving. Not so much I'm saying I'm going to work, but I'm driving fast, almost past it. But anyway, I'm at the gym, and so it's about setting goals, setting plans, and first you have to believe it. Believe it in your mind, and continue to work at it, and continue to set goals and go about a plan of how you're going to achieve it. So rather than listing a whole bunch of resolutions and talking about, oh, I'm gonna lose weight this year, I'm gonna do that. It's to me, when I went to my weight loss journey and I actually had achieved my weight loss journey 2 years ago, I planned it. I planned my meals. I planned how often I was going to go to the gym. I planned how much I was going to work on. Happy New Year's, Lynn. I'm just wondering where y'all were at. And I set my goal. And when I set my goal, I didn't just talk about a certain amount of pounds or I'm going to do it in a month. I did a lot of planning. I did a lot of planning. And then it's about being consistent, too. And that's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to start, let me turn this thing off. I'm going to start write things down. um, setting myself a series of goals of what I want to do and start really planning it, and believing in it. And that's how I was going to go about doing that. So, anyways, I just want to come on here, wish y'all a happy new year, and we'll bring ourselves together for a prosperous year this year. 2019 is going to be a year of, oh, something bit me. Year of working on ourselves, both inside as well as outside, working on our relationships. Well, I'm going to be working on my relationships. Working on my relationships, working on me, and working on um, financial goals as well as um, career goals and opportunities, and really starting to come out of my rut, I would say. I think last year it was a very interesting year, I would say so. It was interesting because it was kind of like most of the year was towards working the gig jobs and then realizing it was time for me to switch gears and say, you know what, it's time for me to go back to work and a regular 9 to 5 job and kind of work going back to work. It kind of gave me more of a perspective of what it is that I wanted to do. And even today, I was speaking with someone, and they was talking about student loans, and can you help me in terms of student loans? I said I need help with my own student loans, but I also said if you worked in certain sectors, you could actually have your student loans forgiven. And then in discussion in that, I said, well, you could also start a nonprofit organization. And so she said, actually, do I know how to write grants? I said, no, but I could learn how to write grants. But I've always given, she said, I had a plethora of knowledge, and that plethora of knowledge also allowed me that I keep reverting back to helping people. And I think last year was a time where I was able to use YouTube not so much as a vlog, as a way for me to vent and complain about these gig jobs that I was doing, but it also opened up opportunities to introduce me to people such as y'all, loyal friends and subscribers, to cultivate my true given talent and gifts. And because of those talents and gifts, that I've come to realize that it's time for me to stop wondering about losing a job that I hated for 10.5 years and look at it as that 10.5 years, really over 20 years experience, gave me a platform to speak on helping people in this situation to have a knowledge of business, financial planning, taxes, um, business development. I had to pinpoint my talents, that I have a gift of information to convey to people. And I think that if I was still working at the government, first of all, I would have been furloughed for the second time, because I found out a lot of my former coworkers, they're not working and they're not getting paid. And they will not be getting paid back pay if they were not working. The only ones who are getting back pay are those who are working without getting paid. They're going to get their back pay. But those who are furloughed, who's not working, they're not going to get paid that money back because they wasn't working. They were furloughed. And this president surely is not going to give people pay for not working, and they're not going to get their increase. They put a government freeze on wages. But there's always been a freeze on government wages. Even for years that I've been there, there was always been. You got your cost of living increase, which was 1 point something percent. But other than that, you know, but that's a whole new. That's not my issue anymore. That's not my problem anymore. But sometimes you lose something just to push you forward in order to gain your true purpose. Sometimes, you know, I said to myself, I'm going to give 10 years and that's it. And I didn't move. I was comfortable. I um I didn't make that move. So God said, "You know what? You ain't going to move. I'm going to move you for you. I'm going to take you out of your comfort zone." And took me to this new journey of these gig jobs, and it taught me that I could be resilient. I'm resilient. That no matter what happens, I could still I will be okay. You know, and I know that because God said, as long as you pray and believe, He will carry you through, and I thank God for that. And I thank God for the gig jobs that I've done, because if it wasn't for the gig jobs, and if I wasn't doing Uber, if I wasn't doing Uber Eats and Grubhub, I would have never, um, I would have never made a YouTube channel focusing on my experiences of the gig jobs. Even though I was bluntly honest and voicing my downfalls from a lot of these jobs, because my videos were never about informing people of how to prosper in the gig jobs, but I did help people about taxes and what to what to be aware of and things like that. And I think that sometimes people want to see realness, and I think that because I was real in my videos, whether it be good or bad, whether people agreed with it or not. Because I had got a lot of trolls who still commenting on a video from 2 years ago. Some people still commenting on my videos when I was doing ship. That was almost 2 Christmases ago. But yet people still going back to some 2-year-old video, 2.5 year old video going on, not 3 years yet. They're going on videos from 2.5 years ago. Now, and people are so angry about it. They're like, "You were terrible with doing ship, Instacart, It's like, really? You talking about something from over 2 years ago? Now, if you could still harper on a video that old, I wasn't even thinking about it. And I was going to delete it. I said, you know what? Let me keep it up. If it got people wild up about some old video, I'm not even doing it anymore. Then it turns to be comical and funny to me. And then, um, I get, one day I'm gonna learn how to do editing videos and collaborate my funny moments. I'm gonna learn how to do that one day. And I'm not gonna do as much live streaming videos as much anymore. I'm gonna do a lot of taping videos, I guess, recorded video and then post it. So it's gonna be a lot of short videos, 5-10 minutes here. Because doing live stream, it tends to keep you on for a long time. And I think that when the videos are long, I don't know if people watch the whole entire segment, but it's a way of interacting. That's one good thing about that. And it's just funny. Like I said, if I didn't lose my job, I wouldn't have been doing Uber. And if I didn't come across YouTube channels talking about Uber Eats and Uber and all these other gig jobs, then I would not have met y'all. So there's always a um if this didn't happen, or you know how they say that if like what if someone didn't leave the house 5 minutes late, they would have, and this would have not happened. They wouldn't have came up to opportunity. So sometimes situations happen for a reason. And you may say, well, dog, if I had left on time, um if I wasn't late, I wouldn't have gotten to this accident or whatever. So sometimes circumstances that you may not know happens for a reason. And God is trying to take you to a different road and a different avenue that you may have never came or never happened. Certain things would never happen if you didn't take that turn, or if you didn't, uh, get lost that job, um, or whatever, or if I didn't take this particular job, I would have never found out. Like for instance, the company I work for now. If I didn't go back to work and I said, you know what, I didn't get the offers for these big, huge companies, but at the same time, months down the road, I find out later on that had a massive layoffs, and I would have been one of them. So it's like a lot of things I may be disappointed in and not getting because it didn't work out, and I would be like, oh dang, why I didn't get it? Why did it didn't happen to me? And then turn around down the road, I watched something on the news, and then I said, well, good God, I'm glad that didn't happen. I didn't get it, because if that happened, if I had got it, I would have been in that situation. So I always believe that things happen for a reason, and and in all these circumstances that happened to me, I would have never met y'all. I would have never been getting emails from Lynn, which I do appreciate. I would have never had gotten to meet Dorian. I would have met Avon. I wouldn't have met D Star, My Purpose, um, even meeting Terry Tips and DeJour and Uber Lady Charlotte. Even though we met one time, I would have never met a lot of y'all. We would have never crossed our paths. Our paths would never been crossed. So, who was that? I didn't forget. Oh, Lillian and Christina, Seattle. There's a whole bunch of y'all. I would have never met to talk with y'all on the phone, get emails. None of those things would have occurred if certain things didn't happen. And I really believe that certain things would have never occurred, and we would have never crossed paths, and I would have never got the inspiration from a lot of y'all to pursue my consulting business, because I would have never done it, because I wouldn't have had y'all to give me the encouragement, the suggestions, um, keeping that on my mind, and still have it on my mind to say, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and just keep embedding in my mind that that's what my purpose is. Because sometimes God will show your purpose through others, through their talks, through their conversations, through interactions, through other people. Your goals, your answers will be answered through conversation in terms of your interaction with other people. Because none of y'all met each other, but some of y'all say the same things in different ways, in totally different circumstances. You know. So things will not keep occurring over and over again. And people you meet was meant to be met. They were supposed to be met in due time. And in due time, that's when it was supposed to happen. So I say that is to say Happy New Year's, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Maybe I'll talk to y'all later on tonight. It depends. But let me go into this gym because I don't want to be out here too late. And let me tell you, I had to infumigate my house today. I had set off a bomb because I got fleas in the house, and it's gotten worse. Now, I can't blame those kittens, but I think now I had let them roam outside a few times, and I didn't get them that flea collar, and I let them roam in the house. Now I got fleas in this hatch, and it was so bad. It was so bad. It's biting the hell out of me, and I had tried to spray to kill it, but I had set off a bomb. I only set off one can upstairs, so I supposed to be away for 2 hours, and then I'm gonna come home when I leave here from the gym, open up the doors, and then I have to do downstairs. But I'll probably do that probably over the weekend, or maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna try to go back home, and tomorrow morning when I leave my house to go to work, I'm gonna set off the an additional 2 cans and to fumigate downstairs to kill those fleas. Now I gotta get an exterminator, because if it doesn't work, then I gotta get a professional exterminator to get rid of those fleas. I didn't know fleas are that bad. This is ridiculous. But I can't blame those cats, but I can't blame those kittens. But that's where it came from. But I'm not gonna get rid of them. But I kept them in the garage. And no, they're not in the house. So I'm not killing them, for anybody who says, she left those cats in the house and she set off a bomb. No, the bomb is upstairs. It is only one can, and it only handles 200 square feet. And they're behind. The doors are closed from the garage, so it's not nowhere close to reaching them. Now, of course, when I fumigate downstairs, I can't make sure it doesn't reach the garage, because that's where the garage is, where the water heater is. So it's inflammable. So it's not going anywhere near the garage, because that's where the car is kept. I haven't parked my car in the garage, but I'm not going to do that. So, but the 2 kittens, unfortunately, they're now going to be in the garage. But the garage is insulated, so when it's cool, and I could just crack the garage door so some air could go through. But they're all right. All I know is I think they've gotten comfortable staying in the garage. When I open the door to come home, they immediately run inside the house from the garage. And then when they realize they're not going to be fed in the kitchen anymore, they're going to be fed in the door where the garage, so they immediately run back to the garage and eat their food and dinner. But I can't let them back in the house. Now I'm going to have to grab them, and they're going to have to get a flea bath. And I tried giving them a bath, and they keep running out of the they don't like it. They do not like it at all. I try to calm them in there, to shampoo with the kitten shampoo, and that damn Mittens, she knows how to escape. Socks, on the other hand, could pretty much be level-headed, and she doesn't like it either. But when she knows that she gets that cool water on her feet, and I could settle her down and shampoo her real good. But that damn mittens, you know. But I'm gonna try it one more time, and I'm going to probably get me like I don't know how I'm gonna get them in that damn. I don't know how I'm gonna get them to take that damn bath. I mean, I probably could take them to a pet shop or pet place or whatever, and let them try to shampoo them and stuff. But they're gonna be wearing a flea collar. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to Petco probably either tomorrow, depending what time it is. I get off at work. I'm gonna get them a flea collar, and they're gonna wear it, so they could resist if they want. But what I did was I went on YouTube, and I have found some things. They say you could put coconut oil on the fur. So when I grabbed them the other day, I had some coconut oil, and I had rubbed it in my hands, and I rubbed it all in their fur, because they said something about it helps with fleas, and something about apple cider vinegar. I don't know, some natural stuff. So I'll be trying to grab them and rub them down with the coconut oil, so any kind of fleas pretty much will bounce. But they ain't got no fleas. I don't see no funny ticks or nothing crazy. But that's what happened. But anyways, let me go in the house. I already lost my audience. So y'all happy New Year's, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you, T-Star. Oh, trucking trips. I ain't never heard of you. Trucking trips reeler. Okay. Bye, Lynn. I know you're going to send me a message, so I'll read your emails later, because I know you're going to send me one. But let me go into this gym, go into this pool so I could do my exercise, and I'm going to start doing more of my fitness videos and cooking videos again, like I used to do. That was my original YouTube channel. It was focusing on my, who's this? You beat me. No, I ain't seen it yet, Lynn, so. Alrighty. Let's see, these big ass trucks. Alright, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Let me go to this dang gym, get my workout done. I'll talk to y'all later.